Hi everyone, my name is Ankur Upadhyay, and today I'm going to fulfill my childhood dream, which is nothing but creating my own game. So, how can we create our own game by using 5 simple steps of low-level design? So, it's a fun and practical way to master object-oriented design, and yes, it's asked into the interviews too. So, after watching this video, you will be able to create your Tic Tac Toe game very easily. And if you don't want to watch this full video, so you can directly go to my GitHub link, which I provided you into the description, and you just need to copy the code and paste it into any online compiler. I'm using this compiler, so I'm just going to paste over there. Just change the name that to main. Okay. After that, we are going to run. So first, understand about this game, how to play this game. So we need two players. So we have a player P1 and player P2. So P1 select the playing piece X and P2 selects playing piece O. After that, first and suppose the player P1. So how can player P1 enter the piece playing piece over this board? So we need a 3 by 3 board to playing this game. Or how can we add it? We have to add the address of that block. So what is the address of this block is 0, comma 0. So we are just add the this over there. So if I'm using over this 0, comma 0, so as you can see this, the x is printed over here. All right. After that, the player turn is changed, and now the turn is O. So O want to place this playing piece over there. What is the position of that O is 0, 1. So we have to enter the 0, comma 1. So as you can see this, the O is placed over there. So what is the rule of this game? So we have to just turn by turn enter the playing pieces. After that, O is done, and after that, next turn. When the playing pieces match the vertically, horizontally, diagonally, or anti-diagonally, so the player is win. So X is the playing piece of the player one. So player one is winner of this game. So I hope you understand about this game. Okay. So if you want to continue learn that how to create this game, so you're welcome. You can watch this full video. So what are the 5 simple steps of low level design? So there are the 5 simple steps. First is requirement gathering. What is our requirement? Our requirement is I want to create a tic-tac-toe game. After that, we have to lay down the use cases. So what are the use cases we can use? So use cases is simply the step-by-step process. Suppose I'm going to create this game into for my mobile application. So on the first screen, what are the we have the add the player name, and they select their playing pieces X or O. After submit the button, it will print a 3 by 3 matrix like that. So it will print a empty 3 by 3 matrix. So this is our second use case. So in that, what is the board class responsible? The board responsibility is to print the board, get the free cells. Why we need the free cells? Because if we add any item over there, and if O want to add the item over the same place, so it's not allowed. Okay, so that's why we need the free space, and we can only add the playing pieces into the free area. That's why we need this. After that, in the tic-tac-toe, if the same playing pieces match row-wise, column-wise, diagonally, or anti-diagonally, then player is winner. Otherwise, it matches tie. Okay, I hope we understand the use cases. So we used NVT technique. What is the NVT technique? We already learned in the previous videos. that NVT means N means the noun. We have to find all the possible nouns that can be a class. So player is the noun, playing pieces X and O can be the noun, the board can be the noun, and tic tac toe can be the noun. Okay. After that, what can be the verbs over there? So we have a print is a verb, add is a verb, free says, get free says is a verb. So these are the uh, uh, classes and the methods we have. So how can we write a class diagram for that? So let's see this. First we have a playing pieces. So these are our playing pieces. These are class. The playing pieces can be X and O. After that we have a player. So these are the players. P1 is a player, P2 is a player. They can have the playing pieces. So the responsibility of they can provide the name and the playing pieces. After that we have a board. So this is a 3 by 3 uh, matrix board, and what is the responsibility of that is print the board. After printing the board, this the board class responsibility is to add a piece. If player P1 want to add their piece over any position, so the board class responsibility is to add the item over there. And if it's the position is already filled, the board class responsibility is to show the error. Okay. After that, the all free cells, if we need the free cells list, so board class responsibility is to provide the free cells. And what is why we require this list? Because if all the positions are filled, so game should be over on time. Okay. After that, we have last tic tac toe class. In the tic tac toe, we have a doubly ended queue. What is doubly ended queue? It's a very basic data structure. It's a queue which can be accessed from the both of the sides. After that, we have a board in the game board. So this is the board class we are going to use over there, and the responsibility of that class is start game and is going to provide any winner. So if I'm going to tell you about the relationship between these classes, so the playing piece class is the parent class for the playing piece X and playing piece O. After that, we have a player class, and after that, the player class have the relationship between these, these playing piece class. So they are using the has a relationship because player has the playing pieces. So there is a has a relationship. After that, we have board, and board has a relationship between the tic tac toe is a has a relationship. So if you not understand this, so don't worry. When we going to code, we will understand in a better way. Okay, let's start with the favorite part, which is our code. So I'm using a local compiler over there. You can choose the online compiler if you want. So how can we do it, implement it? I am import Java util package because I want to use the list over there or the queue over there. So let's get started. By using this class diagram, how can we create the classes? So first we have the two type of pieces. So for defining the type, what we are going to use into the Java is enum. So enum is type. Okay, so there is X and O. So we have two type of pieces, X and O. After that, what are the classes we can have? We can have a playing piece class. So class playing piece. In that, we can have a constructor. In that, I'm use the piece type, piece type, piece, and in that I'm going to use the piece type into the constructor. It's a very easy concept of Java. This is the constructor by using the class name. So whenever the class is called, this constructor is called this dot piece type, piece type. After that, what we are going to use is a class which have the playing piece X, which extends. I'm using the inheritance over there. and this is our parent class. So when tell you that there is a is a relationship, there is a has a relationship. When we have a is a relationship, which means we are going to use the inheritance. Otherwise, we are going to this kind of injection. So the injection we are using into the constructor. So that's two type of relationship we can have between the classes. So after that, I'm just going to use this constructor link is x into this. I'm going to use the superclass constructor, which is nothing but which is required a piece type. Okay, so we just pass the piece type, which is x for this video. Okay, after that, I'm creating another piece, which is o, and I'm using the o, and pass the piece type over there. O. If you watch my previous video on strategy design pattern, you know what I'm going to do into this video. So you understand, but it's a very easy concept, so you can understand by yourself as well. Okay, I am completing my first class. After that, I'm just creating the second class, which is player. So it's a player class. In the player class, what we have name and playing piece. So I'm just use the string name, and then we have playing piece and playing piece. So it's a best practice if you use the private keyword over there. Okay. So outside classes can't be accessed. This can't change the value of these variables. After that, I'm just to injecting the values and playing piece. So use the name there. Start playing piece, playing piece. Okay, because we made these variables private, so we need to create the methods that can give the name. Get name, it will return the name. After that, we have playing piece and which return the get playing piece. Return the playing piece. Okay, we are done with our second class as well. So after that, we have our third class, which is our board class. So how to create that class is board. What is required is the size and the playing piece type of board, a 2D array, which is the type of playing piece. So what are the values we are going to store is a kind of playing piece. And if we are using the integer type of array, so we can store the integer type of values. And because in that I'm going to store the playing piece type of value, that's why I'm taking the playing piece type of array. So first I need a size. After that we have playing piece, and I'm just name it as a board because it's a 2D 3 by 3 matrix, so it's a 2D array. After that, just use a board. In that we need a size and this dot size. After that, we have board equal to new playing piece, and in that I'm just pass the size. So we had created the class over there. After that, we have to define the responsibility of the board class. So what is the first responsibility of the board class is printing the board. So let's create a function called print board. Print board. So how can we print the board? We can use the simple loop over there till the. I'm not going to explain this very simple logic because it's a very easy logic, and if I going to explain, so the video is going very large. The size can be very large, or because of that, I'm just not explaining this simple logic. After that, what we have to show is, so this is our board. So in this board, I want to show all the blank items, as you can see this. So I'm going to show the all the blank items. So we have all the blank items, and if we have any edit pieces, so we are going to show the edit piece over there. So how can we do that? Let's close this code. Okay. So how can we do that? Let start coding. I'm going to use the condition, and in which board I and j. If the address is null, so it will go into the blank spot like this. This is the blank spot we are going to show. Okay. So I'm going to use system dot out dot print and free space over there. If this is not the case, means it have has a piece. So if it already has a piece like this, so how can we show this? We are going to print out dot println or the println, just use print. We have to show the piece. So this is the plain piece we have. So how can we show this? We have a board which is a plain piece type. So we have used the board. On that I get the address because it's a plain piece type, and the plain piece class have the piece type. So I'm use the piece type for there, and on this, sorry, going to do this, and yeah, save it, and let's run this if it has any issue. So there is no issue into this code till now. Okay, so we are done with our printing board responsibility. After that, our responsibility is to add piece. So let's see how can we add the piece. So understand it. How can we add the piece? So we to return is the piece is added successfully or not. So add piece. In the add piece, what I need a row address, I need a column address where I want to add this piece. So I also need a link piece as well. So just use row, column, and link piece. Okay. So how can we add the piece? So first I have to check that is there not any previous link piece over there. So how can we check that? We can, because suppose if it's using this item and I'm going to check at the same position. So how can we check that? We have a row and column, and we check that if this is not null. So that's how we can check it. So we have a board, row, and this is the function. If this is not the null, so I'm just print the message at please enter the correct position. So what is this logic is? If I show this code, okay, so okay, we have already did this code. So let's run this code again and see if I'm X is going to add onto this position and O also want to add this position. So as you can see this, it show the error. Please enter the correct position. So that's the logic I want to build. And after that, I'm just add one extra line. So yeah, You can directly use the slash n over there, but I'm using this. Okay. If this is not the case, I'm just going to add the link piece onto that row and column address link is, and it will return true, and this will return the false. Return the false. Okay, we are done with the second responsibility of the add piece. After that, we are checking that yeah, there's no code issues. After that, we have the third responsibility, which is nothing but the get free cells. How can we give the free cells? So if I'm going to this, so how can we go give the free cells? So first we need to store the all the addresses, free addresses onto a list. So it has the row and column as well. But in the integer data type, we can store only the only single item. So we have to create another class called player piece means pair. So we can have two pairs, first, second. Okay. After that, I'm going to create a constructor for that. And second, so this first is going to first, this second going to second. Okay. After that, I'm just create a list of pair type which give us a free positions. So get free cells. So we just going to create another list. Every time we are just create a new list. Okay, for free cells list. So how can we get the free cells? We have to use this you know query things. Okay, I'm use this array, and in place of printing, if the value is null, okay, if the value is null, we are just add it into the free cells dot add and creating a new object of that pair and store the ing value. Because if there's no piece item, so it will return the null, and if there's a null, so I'm going to store the value into the pair class which have the first and second. Okay. After that, uh, if there is no free cells, so it will return the empty. Okay. So we are done with our board class, and at the last, I'm going to build our last class, which is Tic Tac Toe. Let's see if there any problem over there. No, there is no issue I faced. Okay, so I'm just going to create a last class, which is Tic Tac Toe. In that, we have a queue which can hold the players. Okay, so DQ is a kind of a data structure into the Java. It's double-ended queue, just same like the list. Okay, so we can have the players. Just have the players. After that, we need a board. 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 So I'm going to create a constructor for that. In that, I'm going to initialize the game. Just init the game, and in the init game, I just initialize all the mandatory things. What are the mandatory things we required? First, we have to declare the players. So first, players is equal to new linked list. Linked list. So after that, we have a board. In that board, create the object of the board class. which will require the size of the board. Currently it is 3. After that, we have to add the players over there. So as you can see this, we have two players, P1 and P2. And just add. So I'm going to name is anchor and new the playing pieces we have the X. So how can we pass it? So we can directly pass the new playing piece X. Okay. After that, we have the second player. So I call it as a my one of the best friend is Harishu and use it. Okay. So we are done with the initialization part. After that, what is the responsibility is to start the game. So this method will return the is the game is tie or the winner name. Then just use the start game. Okay, we are going to start the game. So what we required? So how to play the game? First, if we start the game, so we initialize all the players. We set the pieces over there. Okay. So what is our next one? We are continues a loop. So players turn by turn can add the items into the board. So first, if there is a player P1 turn, then after that we have to uh, make a switch and the player turn can be the P2. So how can we do that? Let's see. So first, I need a loop. So I just create a is is not winner because currently there is no winner. So I just create it, and after that I'm just use the while loop. So until it's not got false, the loop will going keeps continue. Okay. After that, what we required we have to print the board every time. Okay. So how can we print the board? So we have a board print board. So we have the board. After that, what we have, I have to turn the you know player turn. Which player turn is the so suppose this is the first. So this is the first player turn. So I use the player turn. So what kind of object it will return is player turn. So we have a DQ in the players and we have the method called remove first. So what this method is going to do is it will remove the first and it will store into the player turn variable. Okay, so our player turn currently is removed from the this queue. Okay, after that we are already print the board and after that we required the user position like that. I'm enter some positions like 1 comma 0. So I have to enter the position to which is nothing but the row and column address. So if I want to add x over this position, I have to pass the row and column address. Okay. So how can we do that? We have to take the input from the user. So we have a class called scanner to the Java. We name it as a input scanner, new scanner, and in that we have a system.in. Okay. After that, adding this scanner, and I want to print a message. System.out println that uh, first I have to show that which playing piece turn. So there is a X piece turn, which is a player P1. We can directly show the name of the player as well as whatever the thing you want. So we can directly use the player turn, and we can show the name as well as the symbol we are going to play. Okay, so player turn. In that, I'm going to show the player symbol. So that the symbol they are choosing. So player turn dot get playing piece. Okay. After that, I'm just need a piece type. So it will give us a piece type. After that, I'll just show that enter the row and column. Like you can print any message you want. Okay. And after that, I'm going to use slash n for the extra space. After that, I'm going to take the input from the user. How can take the input from the user? I just use input scanner dot next line or the string type of input. I'm just want to store to the input because we need a row and column. So user, as we see into the our code, we have passed a 1 comma 2. Okay, so 1 is a row and 2 is a column. So we have to separate those things. So row and column can be the integer. So first we have a row. Okay, first we have to split the values. So we need to split the values is equal to input dot split, and it's separated from the comma. After that, we are just need to store in row and column. Row is equal to, so we have to pass it into the integer. So we have to use integer dot parse int, and just pass the values of 0 and trim if any extra space over there. Okay, same we are going for the column as well. So this is for the column. Okay, so after doing this, what we have to do is we have to add the link piece over the position. So how can we add this? We have a board class, and it has a method called add piece. Okay, board have the add piece. We can name it as a playing piece or add piece as well. So yeah, we're using the add piece. In that, we have to pass the row and the column and the playing piece. So which player turn? So player P1 has a turn, and it has to pass the playing piece. So player turn have the get playing piece. So that's how we can pass. After that, it will return is it added successfully or not, because we have to check it. Is, yeah, it will return a boolean value is added successfully. So if it added successfully, then no worries. Otherwise, we have to make some changes because we removed it from the queue. So we have to add it again into the queue. So how can we add it? So we have to add the players dot add first, because we removed from the first. So we add it into the first, the player turn. After that, we are not going to continue. So okay, if it's not added, so it will, maybe we are using the node blank positions. So this is the case. If it's added successfully, what I'm going to do is I'm just added this player turn into the last. Okay, I'm just added into the last. So what is the benefit of this? So what is the benefit of using this? Okay, let me do this. Okay. So what is the benefit of using this? We have the second player coming to the first position. So as the loop is going on, the player turn going to change. So this is our logic for switching the players. After that, change the turn. So we have players dot add last. So we have to add the player turn into the last. After doing that, we have to check that if there is playing board is not filled. So if the playing board is already filled, so we have to take an exit. So how can we do that? We have to go into the first. So after before taking the input, so we have to get free cells. So here use the list of the free cells, spare of free cells, and board have a method called get free cells. If free cells is empty, means there is no free cells available. Then what we are going to do, we are close this loop, means is not winner is equal to false. After that, I'm just break the loop, and after breaking the loop, it will go to that position, and I'm just going to close the input scanner to prevent from the memory leaks, and I just return the matches die. Okay. Okay, we are done with this logic. After that, what will happen if the players win? So and just use is their winner. So I'm just creating a method called is their winner. In that, what we need row, we need row, column, and the playing piece. So player can have the playing piece, get uh, playing piece, and we require a piece type. So we are run this. If there is a winner, then we need to close the scanner. So put scanner close, and after that, I'm just return the player turn name of the player, which is get name. Okay. So okay, we are done with this part. The only thing is left is we have to create this function. So okay, let's create this function. Outside this function, okay, so it will return a boolean value. Is there a winner? In that, we have a row, we have a column, and we have a plain piece, means a piece type. So we have a piece type. Why we need this? Let me show you. We have a boolean. So how can we check is there a winner? So we need four things. We have to check horizontally, vertically, diagonally, and anti-diagonally. So how can we check horizontally, which means column wise? Okay, so we can column wise match true and this is row wise match row, and copy of time, make it for the diagonally and the anti-diagonally. Diag and the okay. If any of these are going true, means if this vertically, horizontally, diagonally and anti-diagonally positions are matched, so there's a winner. So one any of these positions is matched, so there's a winner. So I'm just return the column wise match, row wise match, diagonal match, and anti-diagonal match. Okay, so if these are not the true conditions, so we are going to false it. So how can we do that? First, for the horizontally or the column wise. So in that, our row will be fixed and column is going to change like 0, 1, and 2 till the size of the this 2D array. So for loop teaser I0 should be less than to the board size and I plus plus. In that, we have to check the two condition. So first, if there's a winner, so if I add at this position and if check this position, so this position should not be null. Okay, otherwise there's no winner. So use this as this board, because we have a board class have the board object. So as you can see this board class have the board object. That's I'm using the board. Okay, in that I'm just pass the positions, which is row, and second one is column position. After that, adding this position, I have to check if there is no null. Okay, there is null, so this condition is false. After that, we have to check the piece type is matched with the current position. So how to check this? Board, row, and column, because the board is a type of playing piece and playing piece have the piece type, so we can have the get playing piece. Sorry, this is another method. So we have a piece type. Okay, we have a playing piece and we have a piece type over there, because in that class we have the piece type. If it is not equals to this piece type, means if there is O over there, okay, if this is not matched, so there is no winner, right? So that's why no match with the piece type. We have to make it as a false. Column wise match is false. After that, I'm just create another loop, and in that, those row and oh sorry, row and column is not changed, because column should be changed for there. Okay, if you see this, like the column is going to change every time if we check horizontally. Okay, after that, the row is going to change every time if we are going to check the vertically. So in the place of row, I just use the I. So in place of column wise, I'm just use the row wise. Sorry, it's for the row wise. That's a row wise, and this is the column wise. After that, we have to check the diagonally and the anti-diagonally. So just create a copy, paste it. For that, we need, so Both should be 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 2. So I and j should be increases. So I've just create a variable called j, and after that j should be increases. Okay. So in place of I just use j, and it's for the diagonally. Okay. After that we have anti-diagonally. Can use reverse. What is the anti-diagonally? We have start from the 0 to 1, 1, and 2, 0. Means it will decreasing and it will increasing. So we have to just use the board dot size minus 1, and j should be minus minus, and changes as anti-diagonally. Let's see, is there any issue over there? Okay, so there is finding some issues. Okay, the line number 109. This is the line number 109. So what are the issue they have is method add interface DQ cannot be applied to given types. Okay, because we can't directly add this because we need a player. So we need a player like that. I forget to add the player over there. That's why it's have an issue. New player. Okay, sorry for that mistake. Just clearing the log. Yeah, there is no any other issues. So after that, I'll just start playing the game. So how can we start the playing the game? Just use tic tac toe, make an object game, and new tic tac toe. Okay, and then just start the game. Start game, and it will give us a result. So it's a result, and in that I'm just printing the result. System dot out dot println, and game over, game over, and we are just going to print the result. One thing I think I should do is after winning the game, I also show the board dot print board, and give a space. So use the system dot out println. Okay, now we are done with the part. Let's see, is there an issue? Okay, because it's not support. It's not support the input into directly, so we have to use a terminal over there into the Visual Studio. So there's a Visual Studio problem. If you are using the online compiler, that will work fine as I already show you. So how can we compile this program? So what are the class name we have is LLD tic tac toe. So we have used Java C LLD tic tac toe dot Java. So it's compiled successfully. After that, we have to use Java LLD tic tac toe. Okay. One mistake I already done is while printing the board, I forget to add a new line. So in the board class, we have okay. After the loop, I have to print the new line. Okay. So use the println over there, and use the println for extra space. I'm going to use over there. Okay. Let's delete it and again write it Java C, and okay. Now the board is printed correctly, and I am going to use the 0, 0. So it shows the null pointer exception. What is the issue? And the issue is that piece type, because this board parameter is null. The 156, line number 156. What is alignment number 156 is? Okay, we have the the piece type issue over there. So it will says that there is no piece type, right? So yeah, we have um, cannot read field piece type because is null. The field is null. So okay, it's a winner. So what is the issue with this thing is 156. I'm going to check into the 156 board and so okay, it's null. Okay, in place of not null, I have to check if this is null. Okay, because currently I'm not adding anything. Sorry for this confusion. Okay, because if this is null, so we have to do this. Okay, let's compile it again. Let's compile it again and run it. Okay, right now just pass the values. Yeah, we have the second turn, which is 0 comma 1. Yeah, it's run perfectly fine. And after that, if I've used the same position to add the values, so it show the error. It give the same player turn. Please enter the correct position. So that's how we can create the game. I hope you enjoy this video. I know this video take longer time, but if you understand this concept correctly, you can create any system. So thank you so much for giving your time. Have a nice day.